Peace and blessings, everyone. It's Coach Ed here with another video for you, a giant talk. And I'm going to talk a little bit Evan Neal versus the Carolina Panthers in the preseason action. I have three good plays and three bad plays that I'm going to dissect for you, give you my perspective on what I see there. So, and thanks for those who asked for this. I really appreciate your support. So, this is also brought to you by the League of All League, where the League of All League is more than just a game. It's the best adult developmental football that's around. So make sure you check them out and check out the games near you. So Evan Neal, Mr. Evan Neal. I went through and shout out to Nick Filato for posting these clips, and I went through and I took a look at some of the clips and I pulled out a total of six, three good, three bad, and I broke them down and I have some notes here for you in reference to what I see. And you're going to get the Coach Ed perspective in reference to this. So let's go ahead and dive into Mr. Evan Neal. So what we're going to start here is this one is going to be a stunt pickup. Okay, this is going to be a good one. What you're going to see is initially he's going to have good depth. His eyes are going to follow the edge to the inside to the defensive tackle. He's going to end up having a good takeover of the defensive tackle, and he's going to play with a good base, good hand placement inside the framework of the defensive tackle. And he actually stays with the defensive tackle, allowing DJ and Ali to escape pressure. So let's take a look here. We see the move inside. So as you see, eyes were inside. Let's bring that back just a touch. And you're going to see he's going to kick out, taking a good angle to the edge. He's in great position. If you notice his arms are inside or squeezed tight to his frame, so they're not flying wide. He's keeping a good leverage where he's not turning his body towards the edge or towards the sideline, so he can adjust accordingly. Now he sees that the edge goes inside, and he's right there with the defensive tackle. So now he lets the defensive tackle edge go over to Glowinski, and he takes over the edge. Hands are inside the framework of the defensive tackle. Has good control, stays with him. Now DJ starts to slide to the right. The defensive tackle sees that. Neal still keeps good contact with him, so he's not totally away. And now he recovers, slide hands on him, pushes him away, giving DJ the alley to get away and make a play downfield. So that was the first one. The next one is going to be in a pass pro situation. Now he's going to take a good angle to the edge. He does a good job of gaining control of the edge. Now, one thing he did need to work on is getting his hands from the outside of the edge to the inside. He needs to work on that. But other than that, everything was good. He has a very good and strong base, so he's not going to get bold rush. He does an excellent job of stalling the edge, rushing, and then latching onto him. And he gets a little chip help from our running back here, Breida, but it's really not needed. You're going to see the chip was there and it really did nothing to it. So let's go ahead, take a look, angle out, good job. Slight turn, but it's fine. It's workable. He has enough ability to adjust and control. So Swats, good job of engaging the edge rusher. Now, as I said earlier, his hands maybe he needs to work because the edge rusher has his hands inside, so he needed to be the first to get his hands inside of him. Sorry about that. But other than that, he has control. You see, even with the chip, really didn't need it. He has them. Total control of the edge rusher. Next up, another good kick slide and angle to the edge. This time he gets his hands inside the framework of the edge defender. He uses good arm extension, so keeping the edge defender off of his framework. He plays with a strong base. He has excellent control of the edge rusher, stalling him, not allowing him to really get control of him, of Evan Neal. And then he rides the edge rusher through the hoop, what I call the hoop, or through the horn. So as you see, good control, good edge. Hands are on the inside. So as you see, the edge rusher's hands are on the outside, his are on the inside. So now he has control. Can't the edge rusher is not able to bull rush him. He's even trying a one-handed push, trying to get a certain amount of leverage. Because as you see, when you see this, they're trying to play with a strong base, trying to get leverage and get control of the offensive tackle. But Evan Neal defeats that, and he continues to ride him through, all the way through. So that's what you see here. So now we're going to go ahead to the bad side, where he needs to improve. All right. The first one is going to be he's going to miss in the stunt pickup. Now he overslides towards the edge. Now you see the edge is out wide. So now he's going to overslide, and you're going to see in a second he's going to overslide. He's going to end up reaching to make up for oversliding. He's going to be off balance once he engages the edge, which in turn forces him to be late on the stunt with the defensive tackle in terms of picking him up. And ultimately, it's going to lead to a sack. So as you see, he's out. You see he's off balance. See what's happening now? The edge is beating him inside, and he's trying to grab at the edge. Now, here he is. He's off balance right now, trying to recover. Pushes him inside, and here comes the defensive tackle right off of that little push. And Evan Neal is late in recovering, as you see right here. And what happens is it leads to a sack on Tyrod Taylor. Now, we can't have that. Those are some of the things we cannot have as a offensive tackle. All right. Next is a pass pro. All right. Now, he's going to have a good initial slide out and the angle to the edge defender because he's out wide. Now, his elbows, as you see, they're going to be out wide, and he's going to end up not having a strong punch when he tries to get to the edge defender. He's going to dip his head, which is going to throw him a little bit off balance. It's going to allow the edge defender to side swipe his right elbow. And then he's going to continue losing the balance and the inability to recover. So, as you see, boom, dipped his head. Let's back it up just a touch. So here he is. Hands are not squeezed in as wide as he has before. No strong punch. See what the edge defender is doing. He's sideswiping him right there on that right arm, right elbow. And then he's off balance because he's not able to recover. And that's pretty much it right there with this play. All right, the next one we're going to look at is a cut block. Now, I want to preface this by saying I do not know if this is what they're taught, but these are some of the things that I picked up on in watching him in reference to this cut block. Now, he has a two-step cut block because normally you're taught two steps with the cut block. But the problem here is the edge defender is out wide. So if you're going up against a 5 technique or even a 6, someone in a 6, I can understand the two-step and then attacking the edge defender. But here, you either need to take another step, so you need to go to 3 steps before you cut, or you need to delay 1 count before the two-step process. He also, the dipping of his head, where it's too much and he's losing sight of the target area that he's trying to cut. He misses with his body roll through in terms of the cut technique, because that's another technique that you use where if you miss with your initial shoulder, you roll your body through, and that will also work in terms of helping to get the cut block done, the execution of the cut block, and ultimately he did not get the defender on the ground. So let's take a look here. Here he is. Evan Neal's right here at the right tackle spot. He goes out, 1-2. Now he's starting automatically to his two-step. And there he goes. His head goes down. Now, you do also teach with your right hand, right arm to try and knock him off also. So he's exploding through. That's a good job to explode through to try and get him off. But in the roll through, he missed. Now, I understand you don't want a leg whip. You have to be careful with that. But if you're rolling through and you're using your hip area, you should be able to get him off the ground. And that's the other thing. He did not get him off the ground. Now, the play was completed. The pass was completed. But the bottom line is he did not get the edge rusher on the ground. So, again, I don't know if that's what they're being taught with the offensive line. But, when you're out wide like that, you're not going to use a two-step to get him off the ground because he's out wider. Because he's going to 1-2 and then you're going to pop and explode through. But if you delayed just a half a second, half a touch, or you took an extra step to get the defensive edge to try and come upfield a little bit more, then you can try and get them off. Because what they're going to do is they're going to get hands on your back and they're just going to push you out of the way, which is ultimately what happened here. So that's it in terms of this little giant talk, my breakdown of Evan Neal. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. So thanks again for everyone tuning in. I really appreciate you all. And like I always say in sports, make sure you turn it on and turn it up. Have a great night.